Hi there, and welcome to tonight's bite-sized Bible bulletin, brought to you, of course, from the Ealing Christian Centre here in Motherwell. As you can see tonight, I am not on my own. For those of you who've been with us regularly for the last 4 or 5 months, you'll have seen a name appearing on the comments fairly regularly, and that name is Rob Davidson. And we have Rob Davidson here with us tonight. So say hello, Rob.
Hi, guys.
So it's good to have you with us, Rob. Now, I know Rob from many, many years ago in my days in Derby, and we reconnected again through the wonderful medium of Facebook. Sometimes it's not my friend, but it's been quite useful on this time. And so we've been able to connect and catch up, which has absolutely been fantastic. And so I'm going to talk to Rob in a few moments, and then he's going to share a thought. So it really is good to have you with us tonight, Rob, all the way from, he now lives in Leicester. And so we do know that they've been on lockdown, but he's clear at the moment. So I'm not going to catch anything. I'm pretty sure of that. But anyway, thanks for joining us tonight for our bite-sized Bible bulletin. Just to share a couple of things. Alison, whose mum passed away, she appreciates all your love and all your support and all the cards and the flowers that have been sent. So she very much appreciates that. And so thank you for your love and support during this time as well. And also just continue to pray for various things that are on our minds and in our thoughts at this particular time. So, Rob, we go back many, many years, too long to remember. And he is actually older than me. You perhaps don't think that, sat next to each other, but he's a couple of years older than me, which is quite scary. And he spent a week up in Scotland. So what have you been doing in this wonderful weather of Scotland? What have you been doing, Rob?
Well, we've been... just to roll back a little bit, my wife Christine, she'd never been in Scotland before, right. So I've been up to Glasgow a couple of times to see John, and I've been over to Edinburgh as well with another Christian group. So I knew a little bit, but not a great deal. So this was just an absolute golden opportunity to have a staycation here in bonny Scotland. So we have been staying in a beautiful hotel to start with, and I'm gonna mangle the words, so I'm really sorry about this. Arica.
We'll let you off.
Thank you. On the banks of Loch Long, and then we went from there, had a look around Loch Lomond, went on a boat trip. We drove up to Glencoe as well for a nice piece of cake and a cup of tea, as you'll probably realise. So everything revolves around food.
That's the best way, that is.
Yeah.
And tomorrow he says he's going around the East Coast, and an English one says he's going to Kirkcaldy. Says no, it's Kirkcaldy. So that's where you're going tomorrow. Anyway, right. Rob, it's good to have you with us. So you're going to bring a thought. So I'm going to hand over to you now to bring a thought from Rob, and then we'll catch you back in a bit. So Rob, over to you, mate.
Thank you. Well, Pastor John actually asked me to talk a little bit about life in lockdown Leicester. And really, I think for all of us, hasn't it been so strange? It was this invisible virus that started on the far side of the world. It's killed hundreds of thousands of people and thousands of people here in the UK. You don't know you've got it until you've just about passed it on. And it changed our country dramatically, not just Leicester. So, some say for good, some say not so good. Obviously, we've had huge queues in the supermarkets, which I'm sure you've had. We've seen fights over the last packet of toilet roll. But we've also seen people in the area and in the country as well doing amazing works of kindness and raising millions of pounds for others. Can you all remember Captain Tom? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So all of our churches have had to close the doors. And an awful lot of us have gone online. I think you've been absolutely blessed here because you've got, enough technical knowledge to use Facebook and get out and be able to talk to each other. I can't quite read all the comments. It's my varifocals aren't quite lined up properly, but there you go.
It's your age as well.
It's my age. That's what my wife said. I thought I'd come away to get away from that. But yeah, church has been able to go online. The church that I belong to at the moment has been able to do that with full-blown services on a Sunday. In fact, 2 online prayer meetings through Zoom. Who ever had heard of Zoom before this lockdown? But, you know, there's been some massive changes. Leicester, for example, was home to one of England's largest outdoor passion plays, where maybe 10,000 people are gathered in the centre of the city, creating such a powerful witness. But, you know, where do we fit into this strange new world? And more importantly, where do I fit in? As Christians, of course, we're able to turn to our Bibles and prayer. As I said, with my church, being able to do some prayer and Bible study as well. I was recently reminded of my place, believe it or not, in Nehemiah. I know it's not 1 Peter like we're at the moment, but we'll just have to roll back a little bit. So we're going to Nehemiah. My church had gone through all of Ezra and Nehemiah, and one story really struck out to me, and I'd just like to give it a minute or two just to share that with you. So it's Nehemiah 3, verse 14, and I'll read it because it's only a single verse. The dung gate was repaired by Malchijah, son of Rechab, ruler of the district of Beth Hakerem, however you say that. He rebuilt it and put its doors with their bolts and bars in place. So, just for a bit of context, Jerusalem had been in ruins. The people dispersed or killed, and in Ezra, you've got lists of people who came back, and approximately 40,000 people, say the Bible scholars, had returned to start again. And just to put that into some sort of perspective, the population of Motherwell is roughly 32,500. So I did a bit of research.
I'm impressed.
Thank you. So the dung gate, well, the dung gate is exactly that. It was the gate where the population got rid of their dung, because there were no drains or sewers to take everything away. So Malchijah is specifically named in the passage, not just as the son of a district ruler, but as the guy who went out and repaired the probably worst area of the city, the lowest of the low. He rebuilt that particular gate to protect the people. Well, so what does that really mean to us? I'm not a builder, and I'm absolutely not very keen on dung. But do you remember the saying? Are you willing to be willing? Well, willing to do what? And I think this is where it particularly struck home with me in this strange times that we live in. But we need to be ready. I need to be ready, and I need to practice being ready. I need to be able to, at a moment, meet a stranger, somebody who doesn't know the Lord, and be able to tell my story to other people. In other words, my testimony. So, as I said, we live in strange times, but we still personally have opportunities to tell our story, to be salt and light in this strange new world. Thank you.
Fantastic. Do you want to pray? I see that got on that. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. Lord, I just thank you for this opportunity, just to share a few words together, just to see each other. Lord, it's been so many years since I last saw John and his family, and Lord, I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity. But Lord, I just need to be reminded every day that I have my part to play, and my part is really being salt and light and getting out there and talking to people about what's really special in my heart. So Lord, as we move through this evening and the remainder of this week, Lord, just pray that you protect us, you look after us, and you bring us all back safely together again for another bite-sized Bible bulletin immediately after the launch. Amen.
Amen. Amen. That's great. Thanks, Rob, for that encouragement and that timely reminder that even though we might find ourselves perhaps more enclosed than we used to be, now that we're getting a bit more freedoms, we are encouraged to be salt and light and to be ready to be used, ready to be willing, whatever that might be, to make ourselves available. We all know the phrase, God doesn't necessarily look for ability, he looks for availability. So we very much appreciate that word to us. All the way from Leicester, he's come live here in the kitchen, in the studio, in Overton, in Wishaw. That's where he is. And he recognised the picture behind us. That must be the most famous picture on YouTube and on the Facebook pages at the moment. Hope there's no copyright issues, but never mind, that's another story. Once again, we do thank you for joining with us tonight in our bite-sized Bible Bulletin. We hope that you'll join us tomorrow night at 7:30, Saturday night. So have a great day, whatever you're doing, whether you're working or out and about, having some fun times together. And we hope that you have a great evening tonight. So we'll say goodbye, shall we?
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. God bless you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Have a great evening. God bless you.